Well, we get a lot, and it's a combination of biogenerators facilities here where we get lab space, access to equipment that we otherwise couldn't afford, and the office space. The Cortex community, as it has expanded and grown around us, and we were one of the first companies to move into the biogenerator space, and one of the earlier companies in the Cortex district, outside of everything down at Center for Emerging Technologies. Now we have density. I'll come back to that word density, right? We have 40 companies around us doing all kinds of different things, drugs, devices, developing drugs and devices. It's really a community. So now when I need advice, I need expertise, I need to know who someone uses for their regulatory services or where they go for IT support or anything in between. We have a ton of people that we can ask, and we also share a lot of the resources. Even people. There's examples where we've been able to hire somebody because we couldn't have afforded them full time, but there were two companies here that needed that skill set, that expertise, and we could come together and hire that person or recruit that person from the coast, whatever it may be. And so that's really what the community has meant from a day-to-day operational perspective. And then, the buildings, the labs, all the infrastructure is great, right? But when you come to work, there's so many other pieces of the puzzle that really need to be in place, and they're all often underestimated or undervalued, but they're really, really important. That's what leads to the synergy. It's that word density, right? It's the ability to engage people, not just that think the same way that I do or that our company does, but bring all sorts of other thoughts and ideas and experiences to the table. And to have them adjacent to you, to have them within yelling distance is really important. And St. Louis has seen a tremendous amount of support from the top down, but I often say you've got to have top down and bottom up. And there's the grassroots energy in the community has been phenomenal. And I think the Cortex community, what's happening with T-Rex downtown, what's happening now at OPO out in St. Charles, the Helix Center, Danforth Plant Science Center, there's so many of these communities now being created, and here in Cortex we've got that. And so I can talk to somebody in the arts, I can talk to somebody in the engineering and the life sciences and the healthcare and IT, and they all bring perspective, and it creates an energy that makes you want to be here. It creates an energy that makes you want to come to work every day, right? Creates an excitement, and people, I'm not sure, always appreciate how important that is, because I can tell you this is the hardest thing that I've ever done. And I have 4 daughters under the age of 7. So this is really hard, right? You need that sort of energy. You need that sort of camaraderie, right? You need to be able to go and have a cup of coffee with someone and talk about something other than work or talk about all work, right? But you got it, that density is so important. And it's the unexpected connections that you make and that you find in that type of an environment, that type of community, that often lead to your problem solving.